Hey, welcome back to the podcast. Today I am joined by Alyssa Wolf. After having 5 kids in 10 years, Alyssa went looking for her next challenge and found online business. Wanting to simplify life for moms everywhere, she is now an online business productivity coach for other work from home moms who want to make great income in part time hours. She helps them love their mom life again while still making time for them to recharge, confident that they've handled everything their business needs. Today, Alyssa and I are going to be chatting about using breaks to turbocharge your daily work, house, and kids' schedule. So, welcome to the podcast, Alyssa.
Thank you, Vanda.
I'm so excited to have you here and talk about this. So, tell me a little more about this strategy that you have for utilizing your breaks to basically turbocharge your life.
Well, what I found out is, I don't know about you, but I cannot make it through an entire day. So think the normal 8-hour workday plus whatever you need to do around the house, kids, getting them ready for school or homeschooling them or picking them up from school, dealing with homework, and then supper, and then baths and bedtime, and then say, okay, now I get to rest for the day and be fully charged up, energized, good parenting, great business energy all the way till then. Like that is way more than the 8-hour workday. And people have even done studies showing that if you're a knowledge work professional, which most of us business owners kind of are, you really only can go 5 or 6 hours before your energy reserves are kind of shot. And that may be it for you for the day in terms of your knowledge work. So it's like, what are you doing if you're getting up at 7 in the morning and going till like 8 p.m. at night? That's 13 hours. That's well over double. So you've got to start thinking of it more like, I need breaks a lot earlier than I think during the day. You may need like a late morning break, early afternoon break. Like personally, my favorite is the early afternoon break because I can make it through for, 6 or 7 hours, but then I need a hard stop. I need some of that self-care recharge time.
Yeah, absolutely. So, the first question I think that comes to my mind would be how do you know, or what signs do you look for in yourself? And can we all look for in ourselves to kind of signal to us that we need to take a break?
Well, if you've got kids, thing number one is when you feel like snapping at them or just the go away, be quiet. I already answered that. Like, I already showed you whether or not the radar had rain clouds coming in. Quit asking me. Your brother just came 5 minutes ago, So when you find yourself completely out of patience, that's kind of the flashing red warning sign you already went too long. Now, if you don't have the kids around right now, maybe they're at school, whatever, then what I usually look for is feeling like you want to distract yourself. You want to open up your phone, you want to scroll, you want to check the news, you want to refresh your inbox, you want to go click something that's not related to the project you're working on. Why? You don't know why, you just feel like it. Then again, that's probably a sign you need a break, whether it's a just get up and do 2 minutes of movement and get a new cup of tea or coffee, or an actual, I am done with this project. I need to go take a lunch break, move all the laundry, something like that. Like you need a break if you are no longer actually interested in the deep work focus on your project.
Yeah. So I know you just gave a couple of examples, but that was going to be my next question was like, are there specific things that you would recommend doing during this break time? So, like you mentioned, maybe getting up and doing some movement, fixing a drink, or maybe it's you need like a full blown, like, I'm going to set whatever this thing is I'm working on right now, I'm going to set it down for the day.
Yes,
What?
so I lean on a couple different strategies, and that will depend on are you intending to come right back to your project? You just kind of need to get the wiggles out, or if you are full on, my creative brain is shot, I cannot do any more, sales page work or whatever. So if you're doing a short thing, microwaving yourself another hot drink works, getting up and doing, 40 jumping jacks or something, checking in on kids if you have them home, flipping the laundry over to the dryer, something like that. Those can be really quick. If you feel like you need a longer break, then we're talking an actual meal or pretty sizable snack. You might try going for a walk to clear your head or sit down with a journal if you really prefer writing it out. Since I homeschool, I also use homeschooling as a business break where I'm not in front of the laptop. I'm going to go sit down with my kids and do stuff with them. It is a different, like you have to flip the switch. So it's giving your brain a different project to deal with. And also, if I've been standing doing something, then maybe I sit or vice versa. So you can be physically tired and give your body a physical switch as well, in addition to the knowledge switch. And as long as you're not tired from being on your feet, doing something in the kitchen is another great thing. If you have a cleaning chore or you need to throw something in the Instapot for supper, that can be a great way to say, okay, I'm done with podcast interviews for today, or I am done for 2 hours and then I've got three more. But in the meantime, let me run around, put mashed potatoes stuff in the crock pot. Let me go see what else I need to thaw for tomorrow's supper. Let me flip through the cookbook, whatever. Because you're still doing things that are important on your to-do list, but being up on your feet, moving, doing something a little more brainless is a really great way to recharge for the mom who's at home handling kids and business and house. And of course, all the, supposed to work out, supposed to take self-care, supposed to talk to friends. It's like, this is how you do it by kind of switching between them whenever you've kind of had it up to here with one of them.
Sure. So I feel like a question that's come into my mind now is I know your specialty is from the perspective of the mom that needs a break, but I feel like sometimes our kids also fall into that trap of like they are in a go, go, go lifestyle as well because they get it from us. So do you feel like you incorporate this with your kids? Like, are there certain signs that they're giving you probably like they're melting down as well? I know that would be my kids' sign that they need a break. We went too far. But like, are there certain maybe signs before that that you see in your own kids or specific things that you like to incorporate to give them a break as well?
As you just mentioned, of course, the meltdowns and temper tantrums are great. So if I'm homeschooling a 7-year-old who needs to learn how to read and he's like, blah, and trying to throw the book, I'm like, okay, go do something else, like go play with magnet tiles in your room for a bit. Now, for the older ones, by which I usually mean teenagers, so think maybe high school, I've already modeled for them taking the later morning breaks after you did your like big energetic push for the day, yeah, as long as you're a morning person, of course, and taking the afternoon break and stuff like that. So I've been amused to see they've been picking up my scheduling rest patterns like that. So I will notice my daughters hitting like their chemistry or physics or algebra first thing in their school day. And then after a couple hours, probably about the time their brain gets tired, I notice that they've swapped off to a different subject, more like an extracurricular or done typing practice or something like that. So they are self-regulating in that sense of, okay, here's a hard subject. Now I'm going to give myself an easy subject because this is still school hours, so I can't just go play. And then, okay, maybe I can do a hard subject. Okay, now it's time for lunch. That was a break. Okay, I could do a little more hard subject. Now it's afternoon quiet time. Now I'm going to go refresh and recharge and come back ready to go at 4 p.m. and see if the instructor graded my algebra quiz or the college course they're working on, something like that. So they've been picking up on that whole, you can go a couple hours and then you need to back off if this was a tough subject for you.
I think it's so powerful when we can model those things for our kids. And then, like you said, they pick up on it and they just naturally incorporate it into their life. Whereas we've probably had to learn those things maybe kind of the hard way. I think about my own kids, and they're all still pretty young. I have my oldest is about to turn 8, and then their ages go down from there. And so, especially with the younger ones, I'm still trying to get them to understand that rest is a good thing and it's not like a punishment. My 5-year-old will start school in August. So she's just now, in the last couple months, got to the point that she doesn't have to take a nap every day, but she absolutely has days where she would benefit if she would rest and take a nap. And she still feels like having to lay down is a punishment. I'm like, no, I would love to lay down and take a nap or just check out and rest for a while. And sometimes, we have days where we get to do those things together. And she's finally, like in the last 2 weeks, she's been going through a big growth spurt and she's needed more rest. And she's finally starting to embrace it. I can see that she is like taking herself out of a situation, going to her room, and she's telling us like, I need some alone time. And I'm like, you're finally like picking up the fact that this is not a bad thing.
Yes, I love hearing that phrase come out of my kids' mouths because I've heard it from, I think all five of them now. The I need some alone time, I need some quiet time, I need some time by myself, which, since most of the siblings share rooms, usually means, by the way, I'm on a short fuse. I want official permission to kick my brother out of my room. But yes. a key way we've done that is by having that nap time continue. We just rephrase it to quiet time.
Yep.
And so that means playtime, toy time. Like, no, no, you don't have to nap. Like, you don't have to sleep, but you may take into your room whatever you want to play with. It's not going to make a mess. And you don't have to share it with anyone else. So, what do you want to do? You get to have all to yourself, you know. And then when they get older, then they're permitted to have a sibling in their room and do something with them as long as it doesn't get too crazy noisy, because then it wouldn't be restful for me.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's like adding that little fun spin on it.
Yes. So that's a family rhythm we all have is afternoon hobby time or nap time, and wherever you are in that spectrum in between for ages.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for joining me today for this conversation. I think that you have a resource that you would like to share with the audience here. Can you tell me a little bit about that and maybe where people
Yeah,
can find you?
it's called the Have It All game plan. So just go to my site, yourunbusylife.com, and there'll be a link there for it. But basically, I'm going to have you fill out a really short form, and then I will send you a personal video auditing your schedule. So maybe you're a working mom, maybe you're trying to start up a business, maybe you just feel really, really busy with all the extracurriculars your kids have got. And I'm going to pinpoint for you what's going on and what you could fix pretty easily to help you feel more balanced in terms of the here's time for me as the woman, here's time for me with the kids, with the husband, with the house, with the business, whatever else you've got going on. And then if you're interested in more, I've got the Unbusy Mom podcast. We put out little 7-minute episodes twice a week so they have for sure time to fit into your busy schedule.
Well, I love that. And I love how you're calling out that as a mom, you need all of these different like types of time. Like you need time for yourself, you need time with your husband, time with your kids. I love that. I've really embraced that myself over the last year, and it is super helpful. So I will link those things in the show notes for everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I will talk to you next week.